2 or 3 minutes before a band plays, that sense of anticipation, that tremendous build-up of thing in the crowd, and then suddenly, bang, the first chords, and the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
You can't beat the sound of drums and rhythm and guitar and vocals all mixing together in harmony to create a wonderful, wonderful sound.
Being there, sharing that energy with everybody there who's taking part of it, the musicians going back and forth, it reinvigorates you and brings you alive, saying, well, that's why I like live music.
It's that moment in the live concert when everybody feels like they're coming together. It's that shared joy, that shared inspiration.
You're singing along to all the words, you've got your hands in the air, you're even playing air guitar along to things. You're transported out of everything that's happening in your daily life. There's just nothing better than that.
But what did I say? What did I say?
Eden is a very unusual place. It's as if 60 years ago someone started digging specifically to create the greatest acoustic anywhere. That's why bands love playing here, because the sound quality is absolutely terrific, because the bass rolls off the sides and doesn't keep bouncing back, so you hear the vocals and all the other instruments as clear as a bell.
A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
The Sensory Trust is a national organisation. We're all about encouraging people to get out and about. And the Sessions is an example of the work that we've done with Eden. It's one we're especially excited and proud of because, in our view, coming to a place like Eden and listening to music is one of the most engaging and magical things that people can do.
The Eden sessions have been fantastic for Eden. I think there's something about the transformative power of music which lends itself to the kind of the spirit of Eden in an incredible way, and we've had a lot of success obviously with the sessions over the years, but I think the most important thing is that the live music should be kind of accessible to everybody. And we've done a lot of work with the Sensory Trust to ensure that the sessions, both from a physical point of view as well as every other aspect, are as inclusive as possible.
When the sessions first started here at Eden, we just knew there was something really magical about this place and obviously about what live music brings to people, and it was absolutely imperative that everyone and anyone that wanted to access those sessions could.
You're all there for that same thing. I mean, the disability for me then goes out the window. It's like I'm here to see them, and it's like regardless of whether I'm on 2 feet, 1 leg, no legs, whatever, I'm come here to see that music, and I'll get off on it as much as anybody else in the crowd, you know.
The Sensory Trust and Eden project over the last few years has worked with a whole range of people that allows us to ensure that we're covering every aspect that might come up in a person's visit to one of the Eden sessions. In the very first year, we just looked at the experience that was there. We got people to feedback on how it was for them. We watched them go through ticketing. We watched them getting from the visitor centre down to the arena. We then see what it's like for them to go and buy their drinks tokens. Is the information that we're providing about the beer and the token system accessible to all people? Are the heights of the bars at the right height so if you're in a wheelchair you can access those? And we think what we've got now is a truly inclusive experience, and it's really rather fantastic.
Music, for me, is my big passion in life. It's just something I'm really interested in and passionate about. So it's not connected with my disability in any way, it's just me and what I like doing.
I do genuinely believe it's just a special night when you come here, and all worries go out the window, so to speak.
Come on! Just I wish that we ever made it.
The accessibility of the Eden sessions, getting into and being able to buy a ticket with the ability to have a free carer ticket, means we get to park in the accessible parking spaces. It's very, very free-flowing and effortless for me to walk in with a dog.
Traditionally, the sort of role that I play within buildings and things, looking at legislation and guidance, is very much seen in a negative way. You can't do something. But whereas Eden inspired to do the yes we can and the can-do approach. So the way we do this is to work with people to find out what they actually want, rather than just what the standards and guidance tell you.
One of the things that we found with the platform was that people were saying to us, we really want to be able to spend the evening with our friends and family. So the Eden guys put in a design for a bigger platform. We modified the ramps and those sort of side of things and just made things much better. We also got feedback on things like toilets, and it was quite some distance from the platform for people to go and use the toilet. So we've actually installed an accessible toilet on the platform. And again, it's just making things that much easier for people.
The family viewing area allows me to come along with the guide dog. It means I can be in with other people as well, but there's enough space for the dog to lie down and for us to relax and not have to worry about being jostled and crushed, etc. But if I wanted to, for instance, I could leave the dog at home, take along my cane with a personal assistant, obviously on a free ticket, and it means then I can go into the main arena with everybody else. So I get the choice.
The thing with live music is the fact that, especially if you're there with a bunch of mates, and that's the great thing about the family viewing area, is that, you know, you don't just have one wheelchair user and their carer, you can actually go there as a group of you, you know, to have a real kind of, you know, a joint uplifting experience.
One of the really interesting things about the word inclusion is the very act of using it demonstrates the problems you have, that people don't want to be noticed for being disabled, and I think the more effortless you can make it for people who are less able, what happens is, because they're not having to struggle, you don't notice the disability, so they become people again.
It's really easy when you use the language of things like disability to imagine groups coming in some kind of homogeneous mass. And actually, most of the time what we experience is that people come all mixed up. They come as families, they come as extended families, they come as friends. So we try and build an understanding that this is about the human race standing together, our friends standing next to us. That's when you get the seeds of a culture that's working hard at inclusion.
It's interesting because when we've talked to people about people with hearing impairments, not surprisingly, people have said, well, why would somebody with a hearing impairment come to a music session? But when you think about it, it's obvious, because it's so visually amazing. All the lights and the colours, and just being part of all that going on is something in itself. But we learnt something more when we invited somebody to come along who has a hearing impairment, and he was listening to the warm-up music one night, and he had a half-empty water bottle, and he suddenly shouted out, "It's The Cure! It's The Cure!" We were saying, well, how do you know that? And he said, it was my favourite band, and I can feel the rhythm through the water bottle. So from that we went on to develop up the hearing balloon, and we've been trying these out at the sessions, and we found that people just love them. These things are just great because, again, they open up a window. They're a way of making the sessions more accessible to people with hearing impairments.
We'd all like to say thank you to all the people who organised this, because they're all great. Just so you know, the guys who haven't met them, thanks to PT for showing us around. We gotta go, but we're the Kooks and we love being here. Thank you so much.
For me, getting out of here is as easy as getting in. We have a member of staff on hand to escort me and to show me how to get to one of the lifts, which takes me up and out of the arena, so that we get in the car and we're straight out. So all in all, it's a very effortless experience.
The crowd know it's special, I think the band knows it's special, and when it goes off here, it certainly does go off.
I absolutely love music, and live music is so special, so to be able to enable a whole range of people to enjoy and share it together is what it's all about. And I say, when you stand there in that crowd looking around you and seeing a whole range of people of ages and abilities, it's a really special time.
But what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Oh, I didn't mean it.
It just crosses all the boundaries of our senses and our emotions, and recognising that for different people, some of those senses and some of those emotions will be hitting off in slightly different ways. And that's not a problem, it's a great thing. And so we build on that. Making the sessions more accessible at Eden is all about that.
Just don't let me down.
And being able to ensure that everyone has access to that is just so critically important to both Sensory Trust and the Eden Project, because it's amazing and no one should miss out on that.
Come on, everyone! Hello,